Hey guys, so today I'm going to commentate a game um, that I played against the Blast Furnace. The map is Meeting of Minds. Um, I'm commentating over this after the fact, but the footage that you're going to see is first-person gameplay. Um, Blast Furnace is he's a mainly plays Dark Eldar, but also is secondary race, and he is very good at them. Meeting of Minds is a very good Tau map. Lots of terrain for you to defend on, but Orks are still very good, and you can still be susceptible to Storm Boys. So out of the gate, we're going to go for 2 stealth suits, followed by the Builder and the third stealth suit. Going to go for a Barracks and a Generator and a Tau Commander. This is probably the most popular Tau build, and it's essentially an economy boom focused build. You're going to defend with the Tau Commander, take all your points, and make upgraded listening posts quite quickly, to try and get as big economy as possible. So you'll just see a standard opening. If you're this is a very basic Tau tip, but just make sure you're jetpacking between all your listening point captures, just for that extra speed. Jetpack everywhere you can with the stealth suits, really. It recharges quite quickly, and they have a very big jump range. So the Tau Commander pops out, and we're just going to try and be active on the map with it. The main thing I'm looking out for is I want to find out if he's going to be attacking, and if so, from what direction, because he can come from the bottom or the top. And if I can intercept him, at least then I'm not caught off guard and I'm not having to pull stealth suits and builders. So at the moment you can just see I'm just microing, taking my points, and the Tau Commander's up at the relic shooting the Slugger Boys. And I see his big mech, and I'm going to use my jumps to just sort of try and keep the big mech there. I'd rather have that big mech follow my Tau Commander around than be in my base trying to shoot stealth suits, and I'm prepared to trade HP for that. He very smartly moves the Gretchens into position knowing that I'm going to jump back down so that he can tie me up. Very clever, but still, I mean, Tau Commander's down to about 60-65% HP, but I'm still happy with that, because I've managed to get all of my outer points built, although possibly not that. Possibly not the one in the top. I can see the builder's going to build that now. But he's not been particularly aggressive, and I've got the first Fire Warrior squad out, so now I'm feeling pretty comfortable, like I can defend quite handily. So right now my focus is just getting a good amount of Fire Warriors. I'm probably going to want to get at least 2, probably 3 squads of Fire Warriors before I go tier 2. And that's because the main Orc strategy that you're going to lose to is early aggression with Storm Boys. Storm Boys are really good against Tau, and it's very easy to lose the game outright when your opponent makes 2 squads of Storm Boys with 3 banners and upgrades them with the power claws and the armor, and just goes for the kill, because he'll have the big mech and a squad of shooters. Sometimes they'll bring the Slugger Boys as well, and they can have potentially 4+ squads, which can tie up all your ranged units and render them completely ineffective while you're getting gunned down by the big mech. So you can see here I've got 3 squads of Fire Warriors that I'm just defending with, and making generators, looking to move up to tier 2. Your goal here as a Tau player is really just to defend. Tau isn't particularly strong in the early game, but they excel in the mid to late game. and so I don't have any need to move out. I'm just trying to spread my fire warriors out and defend. Now, I think it's one thing to pay attention to is how I've staggered my fire warriors out. This is something that good tower players will do, and those who are learning would benefit from doing more from. The reason for that is so that the opponent can't simply jump into one location and tie up all your fire warriors. And it also enables you to kite your opponent into more fire warrior fire. So the idea is that they cover each other. So the one in the middle covers the ones off to the sides, and the ones on the side cover the middle. So we're moving up to tier 2 in the background, and lo and behold, here are the Storm Boys. So he's chosen to come in from that way, so we can just drag that Fire Warrior squad back, and he's going to be getting shot by everything else. Well, he jumps the Big Mac in, so we have to move the stealth suits out. Very important not to lose stealth suits, they're very expensive. And that top squad of Fire Warriors that was positioned next to the cliffs, that's been sat shooting this whole time. And it's only now that I've had to move everything away. So right now everything's clumped up and just sort of having to move it all away. But even now, as we're microing away from Storm Boys, we're still microing in such a way that everything is fanned out, not in a clump. When you clump together, you're going to struggle. But even now, microing what is, in my opinion, the right way, you can still get outmassed by Orks. TheBlastFurnace saying that he's not macroing particularly well, he's 600 float. Now against Orks on Meeting of Minds, one thing that you can do to defeat this Stormboy mass is to get broadsides and entrench them next to this cliff. It's a really effective strategy because the broadsides will shoot through the cliffs, and you can just use it to retreat on. Broadsides do deal really good damage. That a couple of shots will take out the Big Mech, and it's just another unit that stops you getting outmassed by the Orc player. We're also reinforcing our stealth suits. Stealth suits are really good in general, but also quite good against Orcs from an anti-infantry point of view, because the Orc player only has one form of detection, at least in the early game. He's got it, and that's the Big Mech. He might, obviously later in the game he can go for the Mega Armored Knobs, but most of the time Orc players don't go for that. It's certainly not readily available to them right away. Most of the time you're going to see them do exactly what TheBlastFurnace is doing here, which is trying to be aggressive with Storm Boys. We've got our Fire Warriors spread out, and he couldn't go for that bottom side Fire Warrior between the two canyons as the broadside was shooting at him. He lost quite a lot of Orcs trying to jump in.
4 minutes until take and hold victory.
At this point, I'm noticing the take and hold timer, thinking, ooh, probably got to do something about that. All this time, I'm still happy to leave the broadside there. I'm not concerned about pushing out with the broadside. I need it as something to fall back on, not something to be aggressive with. And if I were to move it out, most likely I'd get jumped on and I'd lose it. Even at this point, even deep into tier 2, I'm still just trying to defend at this point. I need to feel comfortable that I'm not just going to lose the game outright. And to get that, I need the our staple tier 2.5 combination, which is reinforced stealth suits, pathfinders, and vehicle beacon with devilfish. It's the vehicle beacon with devilfish that I don't have yet. So we're not going to want to go too far out with the fire warriors. We can go with the stealth suits because again they're very mobile, and they can jump out of danger. But I mean, still, this is an example of something that's not gone well for me. I've moved out with the Fire Warriors, and he's going to go with the Storm Boys and take out my listening post. Thankfully, I can trade with the stealth suits, but not particularly well because they're not upgraded anti-infantry. Pushing out with the Fire Warriors was primarily to get rid of the taken hold timer. We're getting the fusion blasters to deal with the Ork anti-building. Fusion blasters are also very good against infantry, even still. And they're exceptionally good against commanders. Another quite cheesy but effective Tau strategy is to mass stealth suits and try and snipe the big mech, leaving the Ork player with no detection. I have another video on this channel against a player called Hoffman where I do exactly that. It's a very, very fun strategy if you're able to pull it off. So I still haven't got rid of that taken hold timer. We're going down to 1 minute 30. I'm quite worried, but I've got a fully reinforced squad of stealth suits on the bottom corner. TheBlastFurnace has left all his Slugger boys on the crits to try and prevent them from being decapped, which is a very good strategy. But thankfully, I can just perch on this little cliff edge here and defend my stealth suits while I decap the crit. I'm not sure where the Storm Boys were going there, but hey ho. So right now we're just getting the Devilfish up, which will enable us to move a bit more freely around the map. Now at this point, I'm slightly concerned because I can see he's got flash gets. He's in tier 3. I'm still only tier 2. But we'll see what happens. He's rushing straight for my listening post, to try and really take it to me. I've got 2 squads of Fire Warriors, lots of stealth suits, 3 squads of fully reinforced upgraded stealth suits, which are quite good, but not against flash gets. So we're going to have to rely on positioning and range, really, just outranging him. I'm not going to be able to get tier 3 to get those upgrades. Right now I've got to try and just defend against the flash gets with tier 2.5 army. And what I'm going to need to beat that is Fire Warriors. Lots and lots of Fire Warriors. So my broadside hasn't been doing much, sat over there, and I'm finally feeling confident enough to move it out. I need to buy time to get a critical mass of Fire Warriors to hold off against these flash gets, and I'm going to try and distract him with stealth suits at the top. Again here using the terrain to our advantage, just maneuver around with the Devilfish, and he can't, the detection range of the big mech isn't big enough for him to figure out exactly where I'm going at any one time with my army. So he stuns that Devilfish and it looks like he might take it out. We can get in position with the others. He's also got a squad of tank busters taking out that listening post, but we're in position to try and stop it. He's doing a very good job of attacking from multiple fronts, and I've just got to try and make sure my army is spread out in such a way that I can defend. Now, again, this will be another example of using the terrain to our advantage. We're using the Fire Warriors very long range and using the natural terrain to stop him from just charging at us. So I've brought the broadside up just so it's doing something, making it a little more reluctant to just charge in. When you see that broadside there, you have to be really confident when you're going in, because it can be quite. You have to go in knowing you're going to win, and you have to win big. Because if you don't, that broadside's going to do work. He's doing a very good job of being annoying with those tank busters, and I have to keep pulling my pathfinders a way to deal with that, which I really don't want to be doing. So in the background, I've missed that I've managed to get tier 3, which is obviously very important. I'm sending quite a lot of squads to deal with this tank busters, which is probably a really bad idea. And he takes the opportunity, seeing that half of my army is down there, to push in with these. But we can reposition because we've got the Devilfish, and he feels like he's making an unwise push because it's the Tau Commander and the Fire Warriors are hiding behind the terrain, and the Fire Warriors that he is pushing were able to successfully run away. So we've got the first upgrade, first tier 3 upgrade, and are we getting the second? No, seemingly not. What we have got is 4 squads of Fire Warriors. Oh no, sorry, 5 squads of Fire Warriors, which is exactly what the Doctor ordered to deal with large amounts of. They mean to deal with flash gets really. We're not keeping our army bunched up. We're going to try and keep it quite spread out, and by keeping it spread out, we're really able to take full advantage of the extraordinary range of Fire Warriors. Not quite sure what happened to that Barracuda, but it wasn't long for this world. So I mean, the Fire Warriors are quite spread out. I mean, we're still comfortable leaving that broadside back there because again, we just want it to fall back on if we need. Tau Commander's out of position. It should be there putting down traps. But here comes a big fight. He's coming in with his flash gets. He immediately takes out that Devilfish, which isn't good. And he's used his Mad Doc ability where his flash gets can't die. So we need to be quite careful. We're going to try and just do some counter harass. But if you see right here, we've got quite a good fanned layout of Fire Warriors. We've created almost a semicircle around him. And my Fire Warriors are all shooting, but he has to run in a particular direction. I mean, he sort of has to pick which squad is he going to go for. And yeah, we've created a really large semicircle around that army. I feel like we've done a reasonably good job of dealing with those flash gets. I mean, yeah, and then I forget what it's called, the Mad Doc ability that makes him invulnerable. That runs off, and most of the flash gets are at 1 HP. They die to the Barracudas. So he's lost most of his army, and we're in a good position to push in. We've got 13 out of 20. We've got lots of anti-vehicle, anti-building, in the form of stealth use and Barracudas, which I'm fairly certain I've got right-clicked at this point. No reason not to, I suppose. I've got a good enough economy to support it. He's tier 4 and he's got his Lehman Russ shops and he's rebuilding his flash kits. But at this point he's lost too much. I've still got a really large Tau army. At this point I probably should be getting the Ethereal, but I don't think it's not necessary. I just have too many Fire Warriors. You can never have too many Fire Warriors. If you're concerned that it's sort of a cheap strategy, then maybe don't make as many Fire Warriors. But if your primary concern is winning the game at any means, just make lots of Fire Warriors and stealth suits. It's a very effective strategy, and especially on a map like Meeting of Minds, because you can really take advantage of all of this terrain. It really restricts the Orc player's ability to just run you down with all these cliffs in the way, and the Tau Commander can just dot his traps on either side of these narrow choke points. if I wasn't so far ahead at this point, what I would really be missing is Devilfish. I would really have needed to replace Devilfish, but nope. But Blast Furnace GG's, and that's the game. All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching.